Tonight, federal government trains rice farmers from North Central geopolitical zone. House of Assembly receives 2 additional commissioner nominees from Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak. Court to deliver judgment in the case of rape and murder of Blessing Omoumi Olajide on December 13. Plus updates from the world of entertainment and sports. This is the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA ILORIN News Tonight. Good evening and welcome. I am Kehinde Omolosho. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has sought collaboration with other African countries to tackle illicit drug trafficking and abuse. A statement by the NDLEA chairman, Mohammed Buba Marwa, at the 30th Conference of Heads of Drug Enforcement Agencies in Africa in Kenya, stated that effective intelligence sharing and increased cooperation among African nations will aid the continent in overcoming the problem of illicit drug trafficking and abuse. It claimed that the National Drug Focal Agency's coordination of all stakeholders was the beginning point to put a stop to illicit drug trafficking and abuse, adding that Nigeria had consistently made substantial attempts to address drug problems. Marwa also noted that through bilateral visitations and discussions, Nigeria had taken practical steps to deepen collaboration at both national and international levels in countering the world drug problem in line with the principle of common and shared responsibility. He also noted that the vibrant online platform would facilitate the speedy disseminating of drug trafficking cartels across Africa. The ongoing efforts by the Muhammadu Buhari-led government at ensuring self-sufficiency in rice production is getting attention, with capacity building and distribution of rice production inputs to farmers. Aisha Abubakar Yaya reports that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development held this training in Ilorin for farmers selected from across the North Central geopolitical zone.
The training of 56 farmers selected from the North Central geopolitical zone by the federal government is to, among other things, train farmers on better ways of using agrochemicals to boost rice production in the country. This, perhaps, will no doubt, to an extent, improve rice production as well as reduce rice importation into the country. The training is expected to deaden the price of rice, while rice farmers will also be adequately trained to beat international standards. Federal government is also optimistic that training and equipping rice farmers will make a space for rice exportation in Nigeria, and as such, generating more revenue for the country rather than depending solely on oil production.
This administration is doing all it can within the limited resources and challenges of our time in the post-COVID era to encourage Nigerians to grow more food amidst natural disasters in the past few days.
It's the time to learn how to manage or maximize the use of resources by knowing exactly what quantity of agrochemical is needed and how best to use it to achieve desired results.
Asma Yusuf is a rice farmer from the Federal Capital Territory.
The training that educates us on the best way how we can increase on our yield of rice production.
But right now they took me from the farm to Ilorin here to train me, and I'm going back to my domain and train my farmers.
Items distributed to the rice farmers include protective goggle, overall safety boots, as well as rice seeds and pesticides. The training is expected to hold in all the geopolitical zones in the country. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has forwarded 2 additional commissioner nominees to the House of Assembly for screening and confirmation. This was contained in a message by the governor read by Speaker Yakubu Danladi at the plenary. Mudbukau from Ilorin South and Abubakar Siddiq Buhari from Edu local government area. The nomination is in accordance with Section 192, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution. Also at the plenary, a bill for a law to amend the Kwara State Revenue Administration Law passed second reading following debate by the parliamentarians. The bill seeks an amendment of Sections 2, 11 and 63 aimed at restructuring KWIRS to be more effective and productive in revenue generation for the state while reducing the overhead cost of the agency.
We also look at it's not just to generate money, but to ensure that we can do well by ensuring that we prune down and reduce our costs, and by that, standard of living of the state will definitely improve.
The inclusion of the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development in the membership of the board are the result of the creation of additional ministry that gave the bar to the ministry after passage of the substituting law. C. Removal of MDAS that are not relevant to revenue administration, but provided for as a board members in the substituting law.
The chairman of the board should not only be experienced, but also be a member of a recognized professional bodies, who is in turn is expected to ensure tax collection in a fair, sustainable, and efficient way.
The Speaker thereafter referred the bill to the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation to conduct a public hearing and report to the House in due course. A Kwara State High Court sitting in Ilorin has fixed 13th of December 2022 to deliver judgment in the case of rape and murder of Blessing Omowumi Olajide involving a group of boys in Tanke area of Ilorin. Abdulafiz Alaya was at the proceeding and now reports.
After two separate adjournments, all parties in the case eventually filed their final written addresses and adopted same before the courts. The defense counsels adopted arguments in their various written addresses in support of their clients and urged the court to discharge and acquit them accordingly. Some of the counsels premised their prayer on the belief that the prosecution did not adequately link the defendant to the crime and wanted the court to discountenance the final written address. Lead prosecutor Salman Jawundo San, in a submission, pointed at some sections of his written address which sufficiently linked the fourth to seventh defendant to the case, while urging the court to convict the three principal defendants and 5 others who either bought, sold, or helped in withdrawing money from Blessing's bank accounts. He argued that aiding and abetting of crime were also serious offences against the law. Justice Ibrahim Yusuf adjourned the 13th of December to deliver judgment in the case, which commenced in July 2021. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
The sudden rise in the exchange rate of the dollar to naira at the Bureau d'Change has been attributed to the announcement by the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesigning of the nation's currencies and other factors. Mohammed Hassan in this report takes a look at the factors responsible for the hike in value of dollar to naira.
The Central Bank of Nigeria recently gave Nigerians less than 100 days to deposit the old banknotes in their possession to commercial banks, following the announcement to redesign of the 1,000, 500 and 200 naira notes. This, however, has affected the exchange rate of local currency against the United States currency, as many in possession of naira notes are craving for dollars. I made inquiry from a Bureau de Change operator who spoke off camera on the current price of a dollar, which he said was around 760 naira to $1 before the CBN announcement, but now it has skyrocketed to 900 naira to $1. This development, no doubt, has been generating different views from Nigerians.
When you go out to buy a particular thing today, when you go tomorrow, they tell you, oh, it has increased due to dollar rates. Of course, this is a negative effect we have on prices of commodities.
It's because of raw material. Is even for them to see dollars to buy raw material from abroad now, is even another thing entirely. And they will have to produce. Everything is backing down, is backing to the consumers.
An economist, Soliu Otubu, highlighted other factors that are responsible for hiking price of dollar exchange rates.
The rich people in the society, most of them have been holding money, and the redesigning of naira will affect them mostly. So what is available for them to do now is to acquire dollars. So there is high demand for dollars now. The EFCC are now running after the Bureau de Change people. So that will cause more rise, because people will be struggling. The Bureau will now hold their money, and people will be struggling to get it. They will also have opportunity to sell at higher prices.
Although the monetary policy was aimed at reducing the money outside the banking system, experts called for more proactive measures by the federal government to stabilize the naira from further diminution. Mohammed Azan, NTA News.
And moving on to entertainment news. Rising music star and Afro-pop singer Atobatele has revealed that his desire is to establish himself as one of Nigeria's leading music artists through his songs and commitment. Peace Olariwaju has details of this and more from the world of entertainment.
Adegbe's son Razak Fisayomi, also known as Atobatele, said that making quality music is the bedrock of all artists, as he is ready to unleash himself on the music scene. The Ogun State-born artist and songwriter also revealed he was not just ready to sing, but that his aim was to make a mark in the music industry. Nigerian singer and songwriter Nisi Ogulu has released a long-anticipated single produced by East London-born producer Jay Weathers, titled Overthinking. The singer revealed that Overthinking is an introduction to who she is and is inspired by her thoughts about life, love, and self-development. Raven Records label has released the first single titled Wondama of their upcoming compilation album. According to the artist, the lineup combines amapiano tunes to keep listeners entertained and build their anticipation for the release of their upcoming compilation projects. Peace Olariwaju, NTA News.
And now sports. Super Falcons striker Asisat Oshoala has added a new honor to her feather after she was honored by the Women's International Champions Cup for her role in advancing women's soccer. David Tuta has more from the world of sports.
Recognizing the contributions of Oshoala and other awardees, the head of the WICC, Suzy Fiore, stated that the winners worked tirelessly to champion the women's game, often in spite of great obstacles. The Barcelona forward was named the third annual WICC Best 11 on Monday, alongside Colombian forward Linda Casiado, who were the two footballers nominated for the prestigious award alongside others. Senegal and Bayern Munich forward Sadio Mane has joined a host of football stars who will not partake in the 2022 FIFA Cup in Qatar after suffering an injury on Tuesday at the Allianz Arena in Munich. The Bayern Munich attacker came off after just 20 minutes of the game against Werder Bremen. Senegal will now be without their talismanic striker as they kick off their World Cup campaign in 13 days against the Netherlands. Meanwhile, Nigerian side Bayelsa Queens will be aiming for victory when they take on AS FAR in the semi-finals of CAF Women's Champions League on Wednesday. The WAFU champions became the first Nigerian female club to reach the last four of the competition and will be aiming to take it further when they fight out against the Moroccans late. Wednesday's game between AS FAR and Bayelsa Queens will start at 9 p.m. Nigerian time. David Tuta, NTA News.
Sports updates concludes our package on News Tonight. Do have a wonderful evening.